going on YouTube? I had a request from QuazyMan1, Scary0715, and Redneck7381 to do a how-to video on how I do the homicide doors for the Sonoma. So, gladly, here's the things I'll be using. Paper tape. There's a couple markers. You don't really have to have a miter box, but it makes your life a whole lot easier. Miter saw. Assortment of drill bits. Scissors. And I'll be using, see if I can get a close up on the size. 100. About 0.187 millimeter styrene rectangular bar stock. That is 3/32 brass tubing, 1/16 brass rod. You'll need a little ruler. What job would be complete without a hobby knife? Glue, clippers, emery board, some sandpaper, and some 20,000 styrene sheet. I wouldn't suggest to go much thicker than this, or your hinges are going to get so tight you wouldn't be able to get them to slide. Alright, so I'll cover this step by step and edit it down as far as I can. Hopefully it'll make sense, and hopefully we can keep it fairly short. Okay, so to start, what I've done is taken the other door and I measured out some pieces. They're not quite as wide as the door. I'm going to cut 2 of these out of your styrene bar stock. This is what the finished result will look like. You don't want it to go past the door. You want to give enough room that you can have a cap on both sides or both ends of these pieces. Okay, so 20,000 cap. So make sure you don't cut it as long as the entire door itself. From there, we'll start building. Okay, so I've taken one of those bars, glued it to my 20,000 styrene sheet, tried to flush it up as well as I could along this bottom edge. Now what I'm going to do is take another piece without gluing it. I'm just going to set it right up against it. I'm going to take this piece and glue it in place on top. That way it holds it square. You don't want to mash these together real hard. You don't want to get any glue inside this channel. You want this piece to be able to slide. So what I do is take it along the top edge of this and glue it. That way my glue is the furthest away from it as I can get. That's going to start building our channel. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place now. Alright, so that's both of them glued in place. Cut out from a sheet. You can see that it slides really simply inside this channel. Now I'm just going to remove that. I'm going to take this piece, just dab a little glue on it, and glue 2 ends to it and cut them out. So when I come back, this will be a completed box. Okay, so there it is. Both end caps on. I took my emery board and just cleaned up the ends a little bit once I got the caps on. Okay. Then the piece I was using to separate these two, I drew a line, marked the center, cut a piece of, or here, cut it actually, I marked it the length I want it to be. Then I've got 2 spots marked for how I'm going to, or where I'm going to drill the holes for my rods, for those. This is roughly 3/16 of an inch wide. It seems to be plenty enough to hold the door up and not flop around. So when I come back, I'll have that cut out and drilled. Okay, so the box, or slide for the box is complete now. It's hard to do with one hand, but it slides easily inside there. Even though I can't do it on camera to save my life, it seems. As you can see, it does slide. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut some pieces to hold this in. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Okay, so out of that 20,000 sheet, I cut out just a long flat strip. Made sure to cut one of the edges that had a very straight flat edge on it. That's the side I'm going to be using. You can see 2 little marks down here. Little black marks right in there. I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but that is just a little past these bars. All I've done to get those was to eyeball it. I don't want them to hit the bars. And I moved it to the other side, marked it as well. These strips will get laid in going up to those marks over it to hold that in place. Do them one at a time. I'll show you why in a second. Alright, there's why you do one side at a time. Very hard to tell that only one side is done, but this side is plated. The reason I'm doing it one at a time is because if your slide is a little tight, I'll do this on camera, you can actually pop it out when it's just one side there. Alright, so get it to where it moves very smoothly, very easily, before you put the other side in. So if it were tight, I can take this back out and sand it down a little bit. That's moving real simply. So I'm going to go ahead and cap the other side. Alright, so there's the completed box. If I can do this with one hand, you can see it slides real easy inside of the channel. We're ready to start attaching this to our door. Now one thing to note with this was a 1/20th scale truck, so these pieces can be kind of bulky because of the size of the pieces that I'm working with, the doors and stuff. I've also, instead of modifying the stock floor plans, I've built one and I brought it up a little bit higher. So when this channel is installed in the door, you won't be able to see my channel when it's shut. You could probably, well, not probably do it, you could modify a stock floor pan if you're going to be cutting the doors out anyway. You'll have to add this side piece and it'll be ready to go then. Okay, what I'm doing now is locating where I'm going to be adding those two bars for the other side. What I've done is just I've had my hands holding that in place on the other side, those bars all the way down against the frame or the floorboard, and I just made two marks on the side of it. You can see that it doesn't protrude past the door on either side, so I know my door is going to open, and I have it as far back as it'll go right now. So when the door is closed, this is the position it'll be in. Okay. Those lines. What I'll do now is mark in the center of those lines. I'll come down and drill into the side for the holes for my bars. Okay, once those holes are drilled, take my 3/32 brass rod, drill 3/32 of these holes. This rod is just going to slide through these holes. Alright, so I'm just going to cut 2 lengths of rod. We're going to cut them about the same length as those. What I've done was just determine how far I wanted my door to slide and how much material I needed to have left inside to hold it in place. That's how I judged how long I needed my rod to be, which ended up being about 1 inch long. So I'm going to cut 2 rods now and glue those in place. Okay, so here it is just before I glue everything in place. I went ahead and installed the other door. Since this is held in place by the floorboard, and I only have it taped in place, I want to make sure that door is in place before I glue the other side, just so I make sure everything fits. The box is in place, but it is not glued in place, just sitting in the tubes. The tubes are just sitting there. Okay, so I'm going to get all this lined up. Like I said, my door is taped in place. I'll get that to where it looks straight, glue it to the door, then glue those tubes in place, and I should be able to take the tape off and have a working door. Alright, so there it is, all glued in. Slides out easily and slides back easily. See, it's not flopping around, it holds very nicely. It will move, but when you put it somewhere, it usually holds its shape. Hard to do with one hand, and especially hard to do on camera. Always, never fails. Once you get it to slide though, it glues fine. Pops right in place. And that's it, guys. Keep in mind this is a 1/20th scale, so they're kind of bulky. My door panels are going to cover these up no problem. 1/24th, 1/25th scale, you'd probably have to go a little smaller with the materials you're using. I thought it would be too small to hold up, to be honest, but now that I've got them built, I'm pretty confident you could probably build them out of something maybe 2/3 the size of this stuff and adapt it to a 1/24th, 1/25th scale. Under here, I'm just going to build a little box or something to cover those up. and clear the frame when it goes in. So you'll never really see those. But anyway, that's how I've done it, guys. Hope it works out for you. You guys have a good one.